Welcome to Smex Ed. Class is in session.
I'm your host, Amanda King, and I'm here to teach anybody who wants to fucking listen how to have the audacity to say fuck it to societal standards and live their most authentic life. This podcast is dedicated to bringing the sexual conversations we have behind doors onto the main fucking stage. Because sex, masturbation, squirting, guess what? It is all normal. And by bringing these conversations to the forefront, we help people feel less alone in this world. We help them feel safe. We help them gain their power back. We help them step into their confidence and express themselves sexually in this world unapologetically. Because it takes fucking audacity to be your truest self. And we have a boatloads of audacity all up in this bitch. So let me ask you this. Are you ready for some epic shit?
Hello, everybody. So today we are going to go over probably 4 or 5 more questions about dirty talk and being vocal during sex. And if I have time, I'm going to do just a couple Q&A questions. That's my goal. We'll see. I'm very tired today. My throat is kind of hoarse and my entire body is freaking sore. So we're going to try to get through this so that we get these answered. The more you make your partner feel seen, valued, and heard outside of the bedroom, the more comfortable and confident they're going to become when they are in the bedroom. Why? Because they trust you. And trust is such a huge part of allowing yourself to truly be present in the moment with sex. Being able to let your walls down, being able to try new positions, try new toys, try all of the things, new kinks, new fetishes. That all comes from being comfortable and trusting your partner completely. And when it comes to body image issues, completely understand. We are all brought up with a specific ideal body type for every single person on this planet, and it's constantly shoved in our face through media and everything. And so if our bodies don't look like that body, we get so in our heads. But let me just tell you something really quick. Number one, everybody's body is beautiful, and your partner loves, cherishes, adores your body, thinks that you're the sexiest thing in the entire planet. Even if you were 15 to 20 pounds heavier than when you first started dating, they don't give a fuck. They love you. Number two, no one looks pretty during sex. And if you look pretty during sex, you're not doing sex right. Let's be real. Sex is animalistic. It's carnal. It's filthy in the best way. It's not supposed to be cute. It's not supposed to be pretty. It's supposed to be two people letting their walls down and being vulnerable enough to look just absolutely terrible with each other. And I mean that in the best fucking way possible. We get so caught up in what our bodies look like, it keeps us from trying new things, trying new positions. Do you know how many women message me on average saying that they won't get on top of their partner because they don't like the angle that their partner can see because of their chin? Fuck that shit. You look beautiful to that person no matter what angle you are. So it's really about getting out of your head with that and just being present in the moment and being like, this person fucking loves my body. This person wants to fuck my body. My body is going to look how it's supposed to look, and it's going to make sounds, and there are going to be fluids. It's not a pretty act, everyone. And I know, porn doesn't even make it pretty. We look at media, movies and stuff, and it's so pretty and it's so sensual, and all of these people have these gorgeous faces. Guess what? They're fucking faking it. If you are faking it during sex, you're gonna look pretty. If you are in the moment and just loving sex, you are going to look terrible, and that's fucking okay. Because the other person in that room just looks as terrible as you, but they're loving every single fucking second of it because it's with you. So get out of your head when it comes to your body during sex and just feel into how good it should feel. You're not into dirty talk. It actually makes you drier. That's completely normal. Everyone is into something different. What gets one person wet and horny is not going to get another person wet and horny. So it's about communicating to your partner. It is also when I talk about dirty talk, the biggest thing is we think dirty talk has to be, and I'm going to use this word in quotes, vile, right? It needs to be absolutely filthy, which sometimes it's the case if that's what you're into. But dirty talk can also be very sensual. It doesn't need to be, I'm gonna stick my hard, throbbing cock in your tight, wet pussy. Like, that makes some people fucking cringe. So if that makes you cringe, that's where you say, no. I don't like that style dirty talk. It's too, whatever word you want to use, it's too graphic. There we go. It's too graphic for me. Dirty talk can be sensual in the aspect of, I love how I feel inside of you. Or, I love when you're throbbing inside of me. I love the way it feels when you come inside of me. I love the way it feels when you come. I love it. Like, it can be so mild and sensual and poetic rather than being graphic. So a lot of people dislike dirty talk because in their past experiences, two things have happened. One, they've done dirty talk and the other person has been so graphic, it's made them cringe. Number two, they've done dirty talk and it's been for the other person's pleasure, not for theirs. And number three, like, dirty talk takes them out of the moment because then they get in their head because they feel like they need to reciprocate the dirty talk. So if someone's saying something to them, rather than enjoying the experience and kind of going with the flow, they think that they have to come up with something creative and something witty. And like, that's already hard enough when all of your concentration is being put into it, let alone in the moment. And so I always say there's also like dirty talk via texting, which like sexting, right? As a foreplay method versus dirty talk in the bedroom. As a foreplay method, it also is just like, it's more sensual, it's more larger paragraphs, it's more detailed. There we go. When you're in the moment with dirty talk, it's more like, I like how this feels. This feels so good and stuff like that. Like, it doesn't have to be as complex as everyone's making it out to be, but also if it's not your fucking thing, totally normal, totally okay, and just let your partner know that and make your boundaries clear to them before you get in the act, so that during the act they don't say something and it just totally pulls you out, because that would be terrible. You are someone who tends to be a little louder and more vocal during sex and you're self-conscious about it. Any advice? A few things. One, I would have a conversation with your partner ahead of time and ask the question, do you like when I'm vocal? And if they're like, yeah, I love when you're vocal, fucking let it rip. Like, put all of that shit aside and just let it fucking go. If they are like, oh yeah, I like when you do this, but like sometimes you can get a little carried away here, there are other things that you can do. You could be vocal but muffle it a little, like put your head in their shoulder, put your head in their hair, put your head in the pillow, and like do those kind of guttural growls and or moans. But honestly, I just feel like with the right partner, you should be able to let it all go and be as loud as humanly fucking possible. I mean, if that's what you're into and it feels good, why shouldn't you be able to express yourself? And like, I understand too, sometimes we all have to be quiet because there are other people around or whatever. That's a different circumstance. If you're just by yourself in a room with a person, like, it's the time, I don't know, I feel like sex is the time where the rest of the world kind of slips away, right? In any sexual act, I'm not just talking about like intercourse or penetration. I'm talking about oral sex. I'm talking about like hand jobs, blow jobs, even fucking kissing, making out. Like, this is supposed to be where you connect with another person on a level that you are unable to connect with like everyone in the world. But it's just, I think it's special, right? And that may be cliche and it may be taboo, but like, sex is a special act that is formed between two people. And so why should those two people not be able to fully enjoy themselves? Because the second you get into your head is the second that the sexual act just goes right down the shitter. It goes right down the drain, because then you're not present in the moment. You're not sinking into the feelings. And so I would say, like, I don't want to give advice on how to tamper yourself down during sex. Sex is supposed to be where you are too much, like, all of the time. It's where you have the most permission, like, to be too much. So don't stop it. Like, obviously, if it really, really bothers you, that's your thing. But I just feel that you should be able to be yourself during a sexual act. I know this is the biggest piece of a shit advice that I could give to, and you're probably like, that was no advice at all, and she's rambling, and maybe I am, but I just feel the world tries to damper us down in so many different ways I don't want to be one of those people who says you shouldn't do this, you shouldn't do that, or you need to quiet down. Like, this is your space. Be yourself, be authentic, and have a good fucking time. This is what I'm talking about when I say we put way too much pressure on being vocal during sex or dirty talk during sex. Is like saying something like, yes, there, oh my God, that feels so good. Oh, I love that. Or just moaning or groaning or whatever it is fucking fine. It's perfect. The last thing I want to sit here and do is give you all of these lines of dirty talk and or vocalization to sit here and say during sex, and then you're just not present in the moment because you're just anticipating it, right? You're like, okay, here it comes. He's going to say something. They're going to say something. I'm going to need something to say back. And all of a sudden, boom, you're out of the moment. You don't even, like, everything just shuts down. I don't ever want that. So if all you can get out is, oh, yes, that feels good, then that's exactly what you say. You fucking sink into your body. I didn't mean to swear there. That just kind of came out. You sink into your body and you just let what comes out come out. It's sex. No one's going to hold anything that's said during sex against you. It's just letting your body, your vocal cords, your mind naturally relax, and what comes out, comes out. Rather than putting so much pressure on so many different aspects, because every sex session is going to be different, and you shouldn't have homework for them. You shouldn't have a pen and paper and writing down a whole bunch of shit before sex. It should be you going in, enjoying the moment, and just letting yourself be, right? We have so many distractions in this world, and when we walk through the door, I mean, it doesn't even have to be a door. You can have fucking your kitchen, whenever you want. Like, it gets to be the time where you let everything go and just tune in with yourself. You don't get a lot of chances to do that on your daily, like, day-to-day life or whatever. So just stop getting in your head about it. It's okay if all you say is, yes, yes, that feels good. I love that. Like, even I am vocal, but sometimes it's not like vocal as in dirty talk. It's vocal as in like moaning and groaning, and like, I'm a little bit of a groaner. So like, if it hits the right spot, it's a type of deal. It's not a scream. It's not like a, oh yes. Like, sometimes I say yes. A lot of the times I swear. I say fuck a lot. It happens, but it's a good fuck. It's fuck, 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 like, right? So it's like, it doesn't have to be eloquent. It's sex. It gets to be carnal and animalistic and just natural. So don't put pressure on yourselves, because then you're just going to ruin the moment. So your partner's shy about being vocal, and they say it's because like they're afraid of getting caught, but you're having sex in a private location. This comes down to, once again, making your partner feel comfortable. If your partner doesn't feel comfortable in a situation, they're not going to be able to express themselves sexually in a situation. So asking them and sitting down and saying, okay, I feel that we are having sex in a private location and you're afraid of us getting caught. What makes you afraid of us getting caught? So, for example, are you having sex in a house where there are other people, right? Other kids, parents, anybody around in the house? That's going to make someone want to be a little bit more quiet. Are you having sex in a car in the middle of the street and they're just afraid that someone's going to walk by? Like, you have to ask them the question. I can't give you advice because every single person is different. And this is where open communication is so key. And we would avoid so many miscommunications and mishaps and just awkward moments in sex if we just spoke to our partner openly, I don't know, one of those words, openly. There we go. Openly to our partners, rather than expecting some like great piece of advice, because it's like everyone's different. And if the bottom line, your partner doesn't feel comfortable, they're not going to be vocal. So like, you have to figure out what's going to make them feel the most comfortable. So if this is having sex in a house where no one is going to be, where all of the doors are locked, where they know that someone's not going to be home for 2 hours, then you got to make that happen for them if you want them to be able to be vocal. They have to feel safe, they have to feel comfortable, and you have to be supportive of that. I've already answered this question a few times, but we'll just give it its own little video. So, is breathing heavy normal during sex? Absolutely. Is that enough when it comes to being vocal? If that's enough for you, absolutely. When you are having sex, your body is going through cardiovascular stuff, like you're exercising, right? So your heart rate's going to increase, your blood pressure is going to increase, your adrenal gland, like your adrenaline's going to go up, like your endorphins are going to go up and your heart rate's going to go up. Did I already say that? I might have. But basically, you're going through a form of exercise. So during sex and masturbation even, you're going to pant. You're going to sometimes sweat. You are going to have to take like deep breaths. Like you're going to have to focus on your breathing. So if you're panting, you're like, that's great. I think that's sexy as hell. I just got turned on hearing that come out of my mouth. So like, it really depends on you and the other person, but enough, whatever is enough for you is enough in general. Like I said, don't force it just because you have to in order to make that other person feel better or in order for you to feel more vocal. It's okay to pant. It's normal to pant. It's hot, it's sexy. I would love to hear a person be panting in my ear and or moaning in my ear. Any noise is a great noise, right? I think that when we think of like vocalization during sex, we try to make it so much bigger than it is. But basically what I think people want is they just don't want quiet sex. They want to know that their partner is enjoying it. They want to know that their partner is feeling pleasure from them. And when a partner moans, says something, indicates that they feel good, that gives the person, the other person in that party, more confidence, right? And isn't that what we all are searching for in life, and especially with sex, is just being more confident in our abilities as a partner to please our partners. And so as long as you're giving some type of indication that it was great and that you're enjoying yourself, that's typically what people are looking for during sex. That's it. And that looks different from everybody, and that's totally okay. Do what feels best for you. And that is all I have for you today. I will go over the other questions that don't have to do with dirty talk next week when I have more energy and my voice is coming back a little. But I truly appreciate you guys being here. If you have any follow-up questions.
Thank you so much for listening to Smex Ed with Amanda. And some parting words for you today. Remember this: no matter how hard society pushes you down, no matter how many times you fall, as long as you get the fuck back up, they can never stop you. You are unfuckable with. You will win. Don't allow this world to dictate how you show up in it. Don't allow society to make you bend the knee. Instead, make them bend theirs. And don't forget, if you like what you heard, go on to iTunes and Spotify and leave your girl a review. Until next time, my beautiful people.